a lot of times people say buy back the block, or you left the hood. Why you left? You come back. We need to rejuvenize our neighborhoods.
Yeah.
We need to put businesses in communities. And then some people was like, for what? I'm not doing that. That's what Nipsey Hussle did, and he got killed.
Yeah.
Or that's Cam Newton's trying to build in the neighborhood.
And it's not the first time
he's getting
been attacked. Yeah.
You can't jump Cam Newton. That's ridiculous. So at what point do you leave the neighborhood and never come back? Do you stay in the neighborhood? Do you stay with some level of precaution? What's the correct balance for that?
I think you got to move with precaution. I will say this too, for everyone who tries to jump somebody or a celebrity, keep your hands to yourself. I don't want this to happen. One of y'all are gonna get killed though. Try with Zach Randolph, shout out Big GD, or a few others.
Big GD.
Like, keep your motherfucking hands to yourself, me included. Don't even try. All my friends, leave me alone. But I think, like, of course, this wouldn't happen to Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Archie Manning. Like, I don't know why this keeps happening, but I think like Cam needs to whoop one of them real tough, because this happened a couple times.
With Cam?
Yeah. Well, high school kids disrespecting them and talking crazy. Like, parents, I know this era is different, and a lot of this is happening because you're allowing your teenagers to talk back to you. The outside world not going to play with your kid the same way. Because where I'm from, the 14, 15, 16-year-olds are killers anyway. Once they get past puberty, already think you got that shit on you anyway. 430 round to 400 round. Be careful. These is real life games.
But what would all right, so outside of that though, do you advise people going back to the neighborhood?
Yeah, you got to get back. I don't think you can never give up on where you're from. Not if you're real. And a lot of times that pressure be coming from where you're from, because y'all really don't be giving back. Y'all do this shit for the photo op. If you really give it, you'll have some protection. But you got to move cautious. You can't be out there all day. Like, I'm not going back to EC and Gary all day and posting up all day. I look like food to them. But I'm going to give back.
But I also think that, all right, so I think it's a complicated conversation, because Black people have a deep love affair with the ghetto. It's a very strange dynamic that we have that I don't think anybody else ever has. I've never seen anybody from Japan, like, you know,
the Yakuza not playing. Hold on now.
No, but I'm saying Hype Williams used to make the projects look like Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Right. And Boys in the Hood and all of these different states. It was like the glorification of bad neighborhoods is something that has deeply been embedded in our culture. And we love it. Like,
was that Hype Williams, or was that us being limited to certain areas and that's the only stories we could tell at that time?
Well, the thing about it is that, like I said, I feel like even when you make it out, there's still the admiration, the love, the respect for the worst neighborhood as opposed to the better neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right. And even when you travel, people say travel like, yo, I want to go to Jamaica. I want to touch the hood. We've been to the hood in Jamaica and we were with our friends, but I'm not traveling somewhere, and that's the first thing I'm looking for.
Yeah,
is to go to the worst place in that area.
Y'all be going to Chicago and go to O Block. Y'all crazy.
Yeah, like it's not a tourist destination. Like you said, like why would you go to Chicago and just go to O Block? Because I want to see what it looks like for myself. Well, there's what good is going to come from that? So I say that to say, I think psychologically, the first thing that we have to do is kind of move past a mindset that fully keeps us in that world, infatuated and fascinated with that.
Yeah.
And I also think that nobody has to do anything. So there's also a level of entitlement, I think, right? Because like somebody said, like, I've never heard a white person say what they've done for the neighborhood.
It's some who have, though.
No, not really. So like Mark Zuckerberg, I never heard him say what he did for his neighborhood. He don't have to.
He get back to his high school.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Educational. But that's what I'm saying. That's the thing that's going to actually help, right?
Yeah.
Like when you go and give back to something, they'll give $100 million to Harvard.
Yeah.
They'll give a $10 million check to the high school. They'll give a $5 million donation to a synagogue.
Yeah.
these are things that people want Black people to be the savior for people just in general. Like, what are you doing for the hood? Well, what am I supposed to do? Give out turkeys? I mean, that's not sustainable.
Yeah,
we could do that, and we do that, but I mean, that's a one-off situation. Is that gonna fully make a difference in somebody's life after Thanksgiving is over?
I think what we're doing with the show, Market Mondays, and we try to do EOL, is a form of giving back.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I just think that we have too much pressure put on us. That's what I'm saying. Like, as far as a Black millionaire, like, you just got the money. You don't even have enough to really impact change. People, before you even get a chance to have a generational wealth, it's taken from you from expectations of other people.
Can I give the obvious pushback that I know we're going to get?
What?
We just had a fur party. We can't say that shit.
Say what?
That we can't give back to the hood.
No. What I'm saying is that nobody's obligated to.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I don't think that's true.
Nobody's obligated.
I think if you, depending on where you're from, I think you should give back.
No, it's the difference between should and obligated, right? Nobody's obligated to do anything. Of course, every human being should want to help other people.
Yeah.
Out of humanity, right? That's how we all move forward in humanity. But what I'm saying is that it's just the pressure of somebody that makes it out of a neighborhood, and they looked at as like, damn, you haven't done anything for this neighborhood. Like, well, why don't you hold your politicians accountable? They don't, like, they have more power than the celebrity. Like, what is a celebrity really going to do for the neighborhood? Even if he does millions of dollars and builds a community center, right? It still has to be run by people, right? They don't have the power to clean up the street. They don't have the power to fix potholes. These are all things that there's millions of dollars in the city budget that gets misused every single year. So I think that we will look at a rapper and hold him more accountable than we hold the mayor. Then we hold the elected officials.
The rapper is selling themselves on being from River Park or Yonkers or Chicago or St. Louis,
because that's where he's from.
The politician. So if you're stamping this shit and saying I'm from here,
but the politician's job is to actually do something. The rapper's job is
the rapper's job and our job is
the rapper's job is to entertain people and tell stories and make words.
I think you said, listen,
Ron,
but this is my thought. You can either feed the wolves or have the wolves come to your motherfucking house. You pick.
But that's not true, because Nipsey Hussle is a perfect example of that. He's somebody that's probably one of the realest people of all time, that stayed in his neighborhood, that opened up businesses, that fed his people, that had his whole community with him every single way that he went, this is his whole brand.
Yeah.
And he got killed by somebody from his neighborhood. 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up getting jealous. 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up getting killed by people that you know. This is even in gang life. Like, most Crips get killed by Crips. Most Bloods get killed by Bloods. It's inter-violence. So it's like, you're going to have animosity and hatred from the people that know you the most.
But
you're not going.
But the community in that set different. Now, I don't want to go here, but
that's anyway.
The community in the set is dramatically different.
Chinks Drugs got killed in his neighborhood in Queens, right? Nipsey got killed in his neighborhood.
Yeah.
So many rappers get killed in their neighborhood. So, all right. It's keeping it real going wrong. It's like, okay, now you want to stay around an environment that you got away from.
Yeah, I'm not hanging out.
But how is it beneficial?
No, I'm not. You can get back without hanging out all day. What Jay-Z say? I'll be in projects all day, talking about how I'm being in the hallways all day.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not kicking it all day.
So that's so that goes back to a mindset of, I think that, is building in a neighborhood productive? My answer to this is yes, with a purpose. Right?
Yeah.
Like, if you want to do something and build, but as far as just staying around
and just kicking
physically being there,
not all the time. No.
Like, what's the purpose?
Yeah.
What's the purpose?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's nothing that's gonna happen that's gonna be beneficial for you.
Yeah.
So why would you work your whole life to get out of a situation and go back into it? It's like breaking into jail.
Yeah, I don't think you should stay there, but I think the people that are there that are just like you need to find a way to help. You have
when you say find a way to help, what do you mean?
Find a way to help them get out. That's why.
But you can't help, like, for Earn Your Leisure, right? We employ everybody that we employ is from our neighborhood. You know that. We got like 20 people that we employ from our neighborhood, friends, families. We're helping them, but ultimately they're helping themselves. There's probably 50 other people that would like to be employed by us, but it's not a value add. right? So it's not a charity organization. It's not my job to provide for another grown man.
You don't have to directly give your money, but you can give opportunity, or if it's a project, okay, we're going to do this one pop-up. If you run that well, then there can be room, or information, or here's how I built this. I think there's other ways you can give. Like I try and give a combination of money, which I'm doing a lot less of, but now information. Here's how to build your brand. Here's how to start your business. Here's how I scaled. Here's the mistakes that I made. Like, I think you can do that, but I think to not do, and it's frustrating because, like, to be very honest, most of the people I've fallen out with were people that I helped tremendously. But I always think of when I was coming up, like, damn, I wish I had somebody give me this insight, this game, this one opportunity when I was coming up. So that's why I continue to do it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it, somebody said like Rashad doesn't want to go back. Well, I really have no choice because I never left. So
talk to him.
I never really left. So I was like, you know,
you're not in Virginia.
Yeah, I never left. I literally never left. Still live in the same neighborhood that I grew up in. So it's not. I'm not really speaking from my situation because our situation is different. Like we never left. Literally, I never left. My son is still on the same basketball team that I was on when I was 10 years old. Like the same coach that coached me, coached him. Everybody knows each other. It's the same. It's a family situation. But I'm also not just hanging out aimlessly.
Yeah.
I'm not just, you know, shooting the breeze like I used to. I used to just, you know, shoot the breeze in the parking lot till 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm not doing that anymore because what's the purpose? We're not making no money doing that. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna stay around, but I am not obligated to stay around.